been 19 different winners since we began the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. Will we get a 20th today? We've got a very good chance. Two drivers on the front row yet to get a win in this championship. One on pole position there for the very first time in his home race. He was out meeting the fans as all the drivers were earlier, as you can see in the heat here at Mugello. It's round 5 of the season, race 2, the race that will take us to the halfway point in this 4th running of the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. Brando Badua is going to be our driver on pole position. However, yesterday in race 1, we had Tuukka Tappinen taking a hat-trick of wins, becoming just the 2nd driver in history to do so, following Gregoire Saucy. Well, there you can see a look at the Mugello circuit. It's very, very hot here today. We're just down from Florence. A track temperature of 54 degrees, thanks to the fact we have an air temperature of over 30 degrees. Tuukka Tappinen taking the win yesterday. A hat-trick of wins. If he could go and take 4 in a row, it would be history. Brando Badua starting finished in 2nd. He's on pole position. Let's hear from him.
It's your first pole position. So can you turn it into your first win after 4 second places?
I think only time will tell us. I will give it everything, and let's see in 40 minutes.
Well, Brando Badua, he was on the podium yesterday along with his teammate Ivan Dominguez. Brando Badua looking to keep a history of Italian success here. We've had 2 Italians win here in race 2 in the last 2 years. Alongside him, though, trying to stop him is James Wharton. Let's hear from him now.
Wharton, yesterday was a very fast driver, so can you convert it into a win today?
I think that's the goal so far this year. I think I've let a lot of points on the table, so just want to try and go and score some points, but I think we can win today.
Good luck.
So as I mentioned there, Brando Badua trying to make it 3 wins in a row in race 2 here at Mugello for Italian drivers. We had Gabriele Mini do it in 2022, Andrea Kimi Antonelli do it in 2023. Can Brando Badua now do it to get his first win? James Wharton trying to stop him to get his first win and become the 20th winner in this championship. 3rd place, Rafa Kamara, our championship leader, had his championship lead cut slightly yesterday. He'll want to now extend it today. He's got Pedro Claro looking to add to his rookie wins and get a 1st overall podium. Ugo Chukwu qualifying well up in the top 10, looking to add to the 1 podium he already has. Then we have Noah Stromsted alongside, was in the top 10 yesterday. Zach David was just outside it, but can add to some points today. Tuukka Tappinen has taken a 2-place grid drop for impeding Michael Belov in qualifying. He drops to 8th place as a result. Then we have Enzo Peugeot starting in 9th place. Sandro Giusti is there in P10. Let's see if he can move forward today. Finished just outside the points yesterday. That's the best qualifying for Valerio Rinicella, and what a place to do it here at Mugello. Michael Belov could be one to watch. Showed great race pace yesterday. He goes off P12 for the Italian team Trident. His teammate Ricky Liu is going to be on row 7. Then we have Nikita Bedrin in the points yesterday. Teofil Niall will be on row 8, along with Ivan Dominguez, who picked up front wing damage, preventing him from challenging for pole position. The one to watch, I'd say, in 16th place. Enzo Deligny is going to be on row 9. Nikhil Bora alongside. Not the best of weekends for either driver. Let's see what they can do, though. Giovanni Maschio had a suspension damage which took him out of the race. He's alongside his countryman, Matteo De Paolo. The 2 Italians going off row 10. Plenty of support for them earlier. Let's see if they can now thrive off that and move forward. Nandavud Binambakti has been very quick this weekend. Watch for him for row 11. Kanato Lee has always been in the top 20. He is now 22nd. Let's see if he can continue that consistency. Evan Gilter, 23rd for him. Out of position, you have to say. Roman Andriolo carrying a leg injuries alongside him. Nico Lacorte, 25th, a home race for him. Guangdat Sawyer is 26th place. And then we have Dorian Pan and Marty Garcia, the two Iron Dames teammates. Row 14, Marty Garcia taking a spin yesterday after contact. Let's see what they can do from row 14. Edgar Pierre is going to be 29th place. And then we have Yujia Gao, new to the championship as of last round, starting 30th. Alvaro Show, new to the championship as of this round, starts 31st. And then Yaroslav Veselao is next. Leonard Bula stopped during the race yesterday, goes off 33rd, the Sauber Academy member. Well, a welcome to you all to the coverage. It's really great to have your company. My name's Chris McCarthy, here to call you through the coverage. This round 5, race 2, 30 minutes plus an additional lap at the end. You can see the temperatures down the right-hand side of screen. Points go to the top 10 if you're new to the championship. Same as what they do in Formula 1, really, except we don't give points for fastest lap or pole position if you follow any other feeder series championships. We do have a push-to-pass system which they can use 5 times during the race. That will become active after the first lap. The same rules apply when we have a safety car as well. They can use it after the first lap of racing. They have to be in 4th gear to use that push-to-pass system as well. We don't really know when they're using it. They don't know when each others are using it. And it was used very well by some drivers yesterday, particularly by Ivan Dominguez, who seemed to execute it very well to pull off a move going to San Donato on his teammate Pedro Clero, San Donato being the first corner on the circuit. So let's see what they can do today. Tuukka Tappinen talked about tyre management after the race yesterday, and I think he managed his tyres very well. Brando Badua, however, said after the race that he picked up front wing damage, subtle front wing damage, that prevented him from really challenging Tuukka Tappinen at the end. And it's all about tyre management. We spoke to James Wharton earlier, and he said he's very confident at managing his tyres, and he really feels that this should be an overdue first win, because we've seen him leading races, we've seen him on pole position twice, and James Wharton came through the field yesterday at a track. He said overtaking here is actually quite difficult, even though the layout shouldn't suggest it. They never go below 3rd gear around here. So James Wharton feels that because of the way he managed his tyres, he was able to move forward. So watch for him to the right of screen. Well, there's 33 of them out there in total, so this warming of this building of the grid will take a while, but in a 30-minute race, it will be about tyre management. I spoke to Davide Girosa about that earlier. Let's see what they can do throughout the race. Marta Garcia and Dorian Pan there, just lining up. Of course, we have the championship as well to keep an eye on. Rafa Kamara leading on 169 points, on 31 points behind is Tappinen, and then we have Badua on 100 points, 69 points back. Giusti is 4th, Wharton is 5th, Evan Gilter, our lead rookie driver. However, our lead rookie driver on the grid is Pedro Clero. The lead rookie driver goes on the overall podium. The second of the rookies is Noah Stromstead, who starts 6th. So watch for that lead rookie battle as well. If the race were to finish as it is, then Kamara's lead in the championship would go back up to 42 points. So watch for Tappinen trying to come through. Watch for Kamara trying to hold on to 3rd place, if not trying to go forward. Here we go then. To the right of screen is James Wharton. To the left of screen, the Italian, Brando Badua. We are go at Mugello for race 2 of the weekend here in round 5. Great launch there for James Wharton, and he's going to be challenging Brando Badua straight down to San Donato, and he's going to take the race lead from the Italian driver as they make their way round the first corner. Badua not giving it up though, trying to go all the way round the outside, but James Wharton not having any of it. And in the other red and white Prema, that looked like Rafa Kamara there, trying to get round the outside, and that looks like a change for 2nd place. It is. So in the other red and white Prema, Rafa Kamara has gone through into 2nd. Brando Badua has dropped down to P3. Not a good start for the Van Amersfoort Racing driver there. Pedro Clero in 4th place, but a great launch for James Wharton, putting himself into the lead of the race. Tappinen coming up to P5, just what he needed to do. He started 8th on the grid. He's up to 5th. Zach David in 6th place. Uga Chukwu is next along on the road. So it's the two Premas, then the two Van Amersfoorts, then the two R-Race GP cars. Ricky Liu trying to have a look down the inside of Enzo Peugeot. That would be for 10th and the final point as they now come down towards turn 12 for the first time. Side-by-side action going on in the Papaya. That's Ugo Chukwu. Trying to go round the outside of him will be Noah Stromsted, and Noah Stromsted does go round the outside of him to take 7th place. Great driving from Noah Stromsted, and that battle will continue as they head up towards the final corner. Ugo Chukwu, though, is going to go back round the outside. There he is, and it's going to be now a battle possibly on push to pass if one of them want to use it, because that becomes active as soon as they cross the start-finish line. Also getting involved to the far right of screen is Sandro Giusti. 3 wide, down to Sandinato. Who's going to emerge ahead? Sandro Giusti, possibly with a bit of a push on that push-to-pass system, has gone through to take 2 places there. And the Frenchman steals 2 places, the Williams-backed driver, and gets himself up into 7th place. Great driving from the Frenchman there to go through and up into P7. Well, someone kicking up some dust just ahead, and Badua has gone back up to 2nd place whilst all of that was going on. So a change for 2nd, Badua up into 2nd place, so he's ticked 1 back off. Just now needs to try and gain 1 more place here to get himself back to where he started in this race. 27 minutes still remaining as they come up the hill one more time. We can see Ivan Dominguez has made good progress a little bit further back. He's gone up 4 places so far to get himself a little bit closer to the top 10. There is Brando Badua up into 2nd place then. So after a bit of a difficult start to the race, he's come up 1 place then to P2. Now it's about trying to close down James Wharton if he can. It was Tuka Tappinen he was trying to close down yesterday. Let's see if he can close down James Wharton today. Down the start-finish straight, there is James Wharton leading the way, chasing his first win in this race. Pedro Claro there in the number 22, the lead rookie. The yellow bars next to the drivers denote the rookies in the background. Ugo Chukwu under pressure here. Enzo Peugeot looking to the outside. Will Enzo Peugeot be able to go all the way around the outside? Oh, well, there was almost contact there on the inside as Ricky Liu tried to make a move on it. Fastest lap from Brando Badua. And Brando Badua there now bringing the gap down to 0.6 of a second. There we can see the 2 leaders. Wharton, Badua, 0.6 between them. A further 0.7 back to Kamara. Ricky Liu defending on Ivan Dominguez, who's really coming forward in this race. Through the Arrivederci, the downhill and uphill section on the circuit. Great section to watch. Trackside, oh, someone ran slightly wide there, didn't they? Almost losing the rear end was one of the drivers. But this are 2 leaders. They come downhill through turn 12. Badua, 0.6 of a second back. Can he now close in on James Wharton? Don't forget, they've got the 5 push-to-passes available in this race. They make their way through the final corner. It's Wharton leading Badua, leading Kamara. We've got to keep an eye on Tappinen as well. He's 2nd in the championship, trying to chase down Kamara in the championship. There's only 2 places between them. Big tyre squirrel. Someone had a big lockup coming into the final corner, and there they are. I think that's Giovanni Maschio, who's gone off there right at the top of screen. There was a big lock-up. I don't know if there was contact, but there you can see all the dust has been kicked off, and Maschio starts to fall down the order. Meanwhile, up ahead, Ricky Liu down the inside of Enzo Peugeot. Speaking to his coach, Carol Baz, earlier, very happy with what he's doing, and Carol Baz would have been very happy with that move as well. as Ricky Liu gets himself into the points now. I don't know what happened to Maschio. Ivan Dominguez, meanwhile, the Portuguese driver, round the outside of Enzo Peugeot, goes into 11th. Oh, there is Maschio, goes airborne, and I thought he was going to rejoin into the path of another driver. I think almost did, but in the end, managed to get back. I don't think he had any other choice in terms of his rejoin. It was either go there or in the pit lane, wasn't it, for Maschio? It just sounded like a lockup. I don't think any other, what we could else, we don't have another angle to see exactly what happened there. So here, back to our lead group. Wharton, Badua, Kamara, and then in the background, we have Clero and Taponen. Our top 5, all fairly evenly split. The gap between all 5 of them, 3 seconds, is 3.8 between the top 6. Round the final corner, they come down towards San Donato. Just 23 minutes plus a lap to go. Kamara, is he starting to drop into the clutches slightly of Clero? Let's have a look at lap times. 1:45.5 from the top 2, 1:45.8 from Kamara, 1:45.9 from Clero, 1:46 dead from Taponen. So the lap times reflect where they are in that group, essentially. Ugachukwu, meanwhile, is falling into the clutches of a hard-charging Ricky Liu. Whoa! That's Nikhil Bora, who's gone over the Biondetti section of the circuit. And Nikhil Bora is now down in 29th, so he had started around 20th, hadn't he, Nikhil Bora, but he's now dropped down to 29th. Ricky Liu, the one to watch in this race, so is Ivan Dominguez there in the 89. Both of them on a charge here. They're doing low 146s as well. That's not quite the pace of our leaders, but it's still very, very good place. Oh, someone's locked up as well, coming into turn 12. No dust being kicked up, so I'd say whoever it did got away with it. Through Biondetti, 1 and now 2. And Ricky Liu has Dominguez right behind him. Here we go. Is this a move incoming? Possibly from Ivan Dominguez. In the black and orange Van Amersfoort, Ivan Dominguez, his chances of a possible pole taken away from him earlier after damage to the front wing, now wants to get in the points. One more place to do it. There he goes, to the right of screen and to the outside of circuit. Ricky Liu wants to get by Ugachukwu. Possible three-way fight incoming. There it goes. Ugachukwu does not know which way to look. It's Ricky Liu who's going to have to be looking in his left mirror, because Ivan Dominguez goes round the outside, down the inside into turn 2, but got a little bit boxed in the end and forced it back out of it. Now, switchback move on, coming down to turn 4, and got the run out of the corner. And Ivan Dominguez is going round the outside at 4 into 5. Great driving this from Ivan Dominguez. Driving like someone on a charge, isn't he? Someone who's had an opportunity taken away from him and wants to take it back. It's been a really solid performance from him. This is the slow-mo shots of them coming through. I think that's maybe the Biondetti section. This our leaders, no real changes out front so far. The gap had stabilised at 6/10. It's just under 4/10, and they're matching each other most laps. It's just a case of who is going to manage the tyres the best. Will anyone's tyres fall away on them? Badua has slowly brought the gap down in the last couple of laps. Will he be close enough to pounce? Let's see them down the straight this time and see if this is close enough for him to make a move. He's got the push to passes. He might be saving them for later in the race. Kamara has dropped back from this. He is now over 1.5 seconds back. For him, it's about holding on to a podium, but later in the race yesterday, he did look quite strong. Right, in the background, Ivan Dominguez has passed Uga Chukwu, did it coming down the straight, and Dominguez ticks off yet another driver. This time before the start-finish straight. Uga Chukwu thinks about a look back down the inside, can't quite do it. Thinks about it into turn 3, can't quite do it. Down to 4 and 5. And Dominguez gets that move done. He's up now into 9th place in this one. Ricky Liu in the background will be the next person to try and line up a move on Uga Chukwu as they head up the hill through the Ali Beatas. Wharton and Badua. Last time round, Wharton doing a personal best lap, actually, so possibly given the hurry up, and you can see to the left of screen, the gap has gone up to 0.8 of a second. He did speak earlier about tyre management, did James Wharton. An overdue win, he feels this one, having taken the 2 pole positions, having led before. But Brando Badua, this is his home turf. He wants to get his first win here, and he'll feel this is an overdue win as well. Michael Belov in the blue and red Trident, tried to fight away with Nikita Bedrin. 15th and 16th for them so far in this one as they head down the straight. Nikita Bedrin in 15th, Michael Belov in 16th. Meanwhile, let's switch to another Trident. That's the 66 Trident of Ricky Liu, who goes down the inside of Uga Chukwu. And that will be him into the points, into 10th place. Goes through into turns 2 and 3, and Ricky Liu into the top 10. So having briefly been there and dropped out of it, Ricky Liu is now officially back into the points, having lost that place to Ivan Dominguez. Enzo Peugeot not too far away in the background as well. Come down through Arrabbiata 1 and up through 2. James Wharton did a fastest lap last time as well, 1:45.519, but it looks like Badua is trying to respond on this lap. Through the Biondetti section, there is Kamara in the 5. All of this are that championship for him. We haven't spoke about Tappanen much in this race, despite the fact he is the driver trying to chase Tappanen, or trying to chase Kamara down. As I mentioned earlier, the points are the F1 format, so currently Kamara would score a good amount of points, would score 15, and it would be 10 for Tappanen, so the gap would go from 31 to 36. And I think given Tappanen took a 2-place grid drop, he would be happy leaving Mugello with that being the situation going into the second half of the season. Next weekend, we do this all over again at Paul Ricard for round 6 before we hit the summer break. So everyone will want to be leaving on a high before we go into the summer break. Great head-to-head going on out front, though, between Wharton and Badua. And last time round, Badua did a new fastest lap, 1:45.497. So he really was given the hurry up. Here's Enzo Deligny in the Red Bull livery. Well, just shown to the outside of the circuit there by Nikita Bedrin. And Enzo Deligny was trying to complete a move, but was given, was politely shown to the outside of the circuit, shall we say. This is Anandavud Birumbakti. And that's a real shame for him, because he'd had a really, really positive weekend here. A breakthrough weekend, I think we can say. Had qualified the best he's ever qualified in the top 10 for the first time. Got Kick Motorsport their best result of the season. Not the way he would have wanted his weekend to end, but unfortunately, Nanda Woodbin-Bakti ends in the pit lane. And I think what we can say is he's made a breakthrough for himself this weekend, and he'll take a huge amount of confidence from yesterday. Back to our leaders. Well, this our third, fourth and fifth battle. There is Taponen. The question with Tuka is he playing a patient game in this one and waiting? His championship rivals still not far ahead of him. This is Noah Stromstead in 8th place. As Enzo Peugeot, we mentioned about him trying to chase down Ugo Chukwu. He has now gone by Ugo Chukwu for 11th place. This isn't that move. This is a move between Evan Gilter and Nico Lacorte. And that's going to be for 20th place. It didn't get complete by the looks of it. It looks like Gilter is still behind. So it wasn't complete in the end. Wharton, the gap between these two almost threatening to go over a second. The incident between Bedrin and Deligny will be investigated after the race. That's no surprise. We'll wait to see what the stewards have to say about that one. Onto the start-finish straight. It can be, when you're in this zone, all about just trying to wear a driver ahead of you down. Just keeping the tyres in the right window. A patient game is what these drivers have to play. It's, I think, a demonstration of the level we have in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. Both Leo Fornaroli and Kimi Antonelli have been here over the weekend. Leo took his rookie title here 2 years ago. Really good memories for him here, and now fighting for the Formula 3 title. Of course, Kimi Antonelli won race 2 here, making it 2 Italian winners in race 2 in a row. Brando Badua currently trying to make it 3 Italian winners in race 2 at Mugello in a row. He's having a difficult task of completing that, though, after that difficult start to the race. He's got back past Kamara. It's now trying to get past Wharton, but the gap is increasing as we approach the final 10 minutes. Kimi Antonelli, fresh from his Formula 2 win at Silverstone. Oh, that's Andriolo making contact with Maschio, who's already been off the road, and the dust on his car demonstrates that. And Andriolo just getting a little bit aggressive with Maschio there. Maschio's had a tough time in the races. He's had really good pace, but he's had a tough time in the races. He had really good memories here last year. He had his best results of the season, and he's matched his best qualifying here this weekend, but hasn't quite had the results to reflect that. I think plenty of positives for him to take. Right, Taponen, can he, as we go into the final 10 minutes, catch Kamara and pass him? Or will it be Kamara extending his lead in the championship? We've got this battle for third to watch. That's what we're watching for. Clero looks certain to take another rookie win. And for him, in the rookie championship, that would be critical as well. Ivan Dominguez is down in 9th place. So Pedro Clero on 46 points with Ivan Dominguez down in 9th place. This could be a switch in terms of the rookie lead in the championship as well. Clero should take the lead in the rookie championship here with Evan Gilter out of the points. So we've got big things that could possibly happen. A change in the rookie lead of the championship with Clero. Between either side of him, he's got the 2 lead drivers in the championship as well, and then up ahead, 2 drivers yet to win this season. Behind that, many drivers looking to score. Liu looking to score for the second time. Ivan Dominguez, who's charged through from 16th and 9th. Stromstead looking to add to the points he's already taken this season. He's 9th in the championship. Giusti as well on a bit of a recovery over the weekend. He was 11th in race 1, so some points for him would be very, very good. And then Zach David as well. He was 12th yesterday, so points for him would be good. But here we go, that's a run now for the number 22 of Clero. Let's see if he can challenge championship leader Rafa Kamara, who is starting to just weave now, starting to get nervous. The body language of his car suggests he's feeling the pressure. We'll keep an eye on the gap with the timing tower to the left. I think the main, in terms of our two leaders that is, the main battle is here for third place. They come through 4 and 5. Kamara, can he hold off Clero? If Clero catches him and starts to put pressure on, then Taponen is involved. Belov passes Rinnicella, having taken his best result in qualifying earlier. 14th would still be a really good result for the Italian driver. Just stressing to take points. Taponen, I think what would help him is if these guys could just start fighting away, he could pounce and possibly add to the podiums he already has. Through Biondetti, 1 and 2. Clero, all about the run out of this final corner then. Kamara last time definitely looked like he was under pressure. Here we go. This is a replay of Huang Dat Soya running wide, and that's his front wing gone. So that will be him in for a change, possibly out the race. This time, that's, don't be confused, that's Brando Badua, who is a little bit further back from Wharton. In terms of Clero and Kamara, they're split by 7/10. These guys last time round were pretty much even, Wharton and Badua. 46 ones from them both. Last time, Clero actually dropped back in terms of pace to Kamara. So maybe a slight mistake somewhere from him. Let's see if he can build and go for it again. Of course, he did have that little look at him down to San Donato. That might have been where that came in terms of the slightly slower lap time. Right, up through Arrabbiata 2. Can he build for another lap? Here we go. So here's Huang Dat Soya, who's come into pit lane, the Vietnamese driver, and they'll get this one changed and get a new front wing on it. Brando Badua, has he saved anything in the tank in terms of push to pass to help him down the straights? Tyres, or has Wharton managed this one perfectly? It comes down to a physical element as well when it's like this. 54.8 degree track temperature. Right, battle for third. Rafa Kamara trying to break the toe on Pedro Clero, the rookie. He's confirmed himself a rookie winner pretty much. Can he now go after an overall podium? Dominguez, 8th place for him. Further back, he's gained a place on Stromstead. That's crucial points for him in the bag. It'll still be a switch in terms of the championship lead for the rookies, with Clero going ahead of Ivan Dominguez by my calculations by 1 point. If it stays like this, unless Clero is passed by Tuukka Taponen. We've had some fantastic rookie champions, the likes of Isaac Hajar winning in the first season. Leo Fornaroli winning as well. Oh, there we go. There's the number 4 car going off, which Leo Fornaroli won in, coincidentally. And Martini Stenshorn as well, and they're all doing great things, aren't they? Here we go then, Tuukka Tappinen going round the outside there in the RSGP, the predominantly white liveried car, round the outside of Claro, so something's gone on during that replay. Nose to tail are the 2 championship leaders, and Tappinen goes through to take 4th place. So this is now the battle engaged. The 2 championship leaders are the lead ones in this queue. Your battle for P3 overall, and Tappinen in a hurry to get by his championship rival. These 2 in the title race are split by 31 points. Kamara ahead of Tappinen. So Tappinen, the one who will want to get by, down the straight towards San Donato they go, and Tappinen is surely going to have a look round the outside. To the right of screen he goes, and down the outside will go Tuukka Tappinen, the 2 title rivals, wheel to wheel, and Tappinen is showed to the outside of the circuit. Did well in the end to keep control of the car. Now Claro going round the outside of Tappinen to retake 4th position. Wow. Wheel-to-wheel action there, and it got very, very close between Kamara and Tappinen. Almost contact between the pair. Tappinen nearly losing the rear end of his car. Claro, in the end, re-emerges in 4th place, and somehow they all come out in the same order. I wonder what happened for them to be so close coming through turn 12. Let's have a look at this again. Kamara just showing Tappinen to the outside. He got on the dirty stuff, got a wheel on the grass, and that is what made him lose control of his car for a brief second. And then Claro pulled off a fabulous move round the outside, took advantage there, and that is great racing from him. So this is Badua. Don't be confused. Don't think Tappinen's gone missing. Because this is our 2 leaders, easily to get that confused, because that's Wharton there. Badua is behind. We have 2 battles going on which contain a Prema and a Van Amersfoort. This is just your lead one. The other one contains an RSGP car. This one is stable at 1.3 seconds. The other one is very close, though. The other one is very close. 0.4 between Kamara and Claro. I think we could see a challenge incoming for P3. We will monitor it. Badua, I don't think he's going to catch Wharton. Let's hope we've not spoken. Well, let's see if we've spoken too soon in that one. I say let's hope. Let's see. Let's see if we've spoken too soon. Just judging by the lap times, Wharton looks to have this one under control, but you never know. You never know. Badua might have saved something in his tank. This one, though, I think is far from over. Claro looking very, very quick in 4th place, and Tappinen certainly will want another crack at this. Kamara going wheel to wheel with him and showing him to the outside, and Tappinen, I think, will be a little bit unhappy with how it all played out, to be honest. Always an ambitious attempt to go round the outside, but nevertheless, with how the situation played out, he'll be slightly unhappy. Kamara, through turn 12 we go, into the Biondetti section. You can tell we're watching 2 championship leaders fighting away in this one. The ones 1st and 3rd in the queue. Claro wants his 1st overall podium. The gap extending out front. I think Wharton's done enough here. We're going to have 1 more lap to go. Claro, does he have enough to make a run on Kamara? He looks close. Is he close enough? I'm not too sure. Let's find out. It all depends on push to pass. Who has it left? And I think Kamara certainly had saved some there, because he had a really good run coming down to San Donato. Tappinen, a little bit of a wiggle for him coming through San Donato. They stay as they are for the time being. And through turns 2 and 3 they go for the final time. This our lead 2. James Wharton taking us down the hill on this last tour of the circuit. And that battle for third, they're quickly running out of options to make their move. James Wharton, we go back to him. Brando Badua, it looks like it's going to be a 5th consecutive second place for the Italian. It's been a superb drive from him, but maybe not quite the 3rd Italian victory in race 2 for the home fans. And that's because James Wharton, who's coming up to the final corner now, made a great launch off the line and has ever since controlled the race. And James Wharton, who stood on the podium twice so far this season, will now put himself on the top step of the podium as he comes across the line to win his first race in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. What a drive from the Australian driver. James Wharton, who's been a deserved winner for a while, now puts himself onto the top step for the first time. Brando Badua takes a 5th consecutive second place finish, and Rafa Kamara holds on to take another podium this season, racking up a huge amount so far. That's going to be 8 for the season for him. Great driving from James Wharton. An overdue win, you have to say, given his performances so far, but that'll make it feel all the better when he goes on to the podium. He's been a superb performer and fresh from putting on a great show at Silverstone in Formula 3 last week. He's come in with even more confidence, I think, than he had before. James Wharton, now he's got that top step, could become a very, very dangerous driver within this championship. What a result from him. And he can change his lock screen on his phone as well. If those of you saw the video on social media that I'm referencing, that it is his trainer. It doesn't have to be anymore. James, it can be the video now of you crossing the start-finish line. James Wharton takes his first win in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine, winning ahead of the Italian Brando Badua on the podium for the 5th consecutive time. Rafa Kamara extending his championship gap with another podium. That's 8 for the season for the Brazilian now. And fellow Brazilian Pedro Clero will take another rookie win. That's his 2nd for the season now, and will take the lead in the rookie championship with that as well. Tuukka Tappinen, 5th place for him, a valiant effort given he started 8th after a grid drop. Then Zach David, P6, a great result for him. Ivan Dominguez, a 7th place in the end. Actually, he climbed very, very highly. What a result, actually, for Ivan Dominguez. Van Amersfoort Racing putting on a really good job. All 3 cars in the top 10. Sandro Giusti 8th, Noah Stromsted 9th, Ricky Liu in the points for the 2nd time. Enzo Peugeot 11th, then Michael Beloff 12th. Ugo Ugachukwu was 13th, Teofil Nall, then Rinicella, Bedrin, Deligny, De Paolo, Lee, Lacorte, Gilter, Andriolo, Maschio, Pan, Pierre, Bora, Garcia, Bula, Veselau, Show, and then Gal, Sawyer, Binham Bhakti retired. Sawyer came in with front wing damage. So the gap between the top 2 will go up. It was at 31 points. Kamara will score 15 with that. Tappinen will score 10, so it will go up to 36. Pedro Clero scores 12 points with that. Ivan Dominguez, in the end, scored 6. So they will, having a look, it will be Ivan Dominguez who will actually keep the lead in the Rookie Championship by 1 point in the end. After a valiant effort, he got past Sandro Giusti right at the end of the race. So a really good result from the Portuguese driver. Well done to him. Hard charging, what could have been, I think, for Ivan Dominguez. But what it is for James Wharton, he becomes the 20th different winner in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. as he climbs out of the car for Prema Racing. And that's a 4th consecutive year we have seen Prema Racing win at Mugello. And James Wharton now gets an overdue win in this championship. And with that, I have a feeling we will see him on the top step for multiple times. Kimi Antonelli there congratulating him, who won here for Prema Racing last year on the route to winning this championship. James Wharton, what a result for him as well. Doing a fabulous job to go and take his first win in the championship. Rafa Kamara there in P3 had to fight very, very hard, didn't he, to hold on to that in the end. Wheel-to-wheel action with Tuukka Taponen. They're going to run up now to the podium. James Wharton up there, and Brando Badua as well, another second place finish for him. What's been a really, really great effort for all three of them. A really controlled drive in the end, I think, from James Wharton, who held off the pressure really, really well. There we can see Rafa Kamara, Brando Badua finishing in second place. Gave it everything. It all just went just the start, wasn't it? But our winner, James Wharton, is now with Lauda.
So congratulations, you did it. You dominated the race since the start, and you did it.
Yeah, like, can't thank the team enough. They keep believing in me. I made some mistakes this year, but I bounced back now. Yeah, I'm just so proud of myself. Finally got the 25 points that I think we've deserved for so long now. So I'm super stoked, and I can't wait to get to Boracay and get another one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done to James Wharton. Let's have a look back at how he did it then. It was all here, really. This is where he put some of, well, this is where it started. Great launch off the line for James Wharton. That move there to get past Brando Badua and then hold him off round San Donato. That was crucial in his way to coming through. Rafa Kamara also getting past Brando Badua, which left the Van Amersfoort racing driver with a lot of work to do in this race. Ivan Dominguez in the black and orange Van Amersfoort. The story of the race in some ways, 16th to 7th he would go. Pedro Clero went round the outside of Tuukka Taponen, who had briefly gone wheel to wheel with Rafa Kamara. But then James Wharton would come out the final corner, and in doing so made history by becoming the first Australian driver in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine to take the checkered flag. And what a result for him and his country and his team, who win 4 consecutive times at this circuit. Well, we get ready for the podium, and I'm sure this will be a special moment. He spoke about him being an Australian driver earlier, and how he could deal with the heat, and he's certainly taken advantage of that now. And there's a fabulous crop of Australian drivers, isn't there, already at the top, and also coming through as well, and James making history for them now in this fabulous championship as well. 20 winners, and we add to that now an Australian driver as well. So congratulations to him. He's made his country proud with this, I'm sure. Let's get to the Brazilian driver out first, though. Rafa Kamara extends his championship lead up to 36 points now as we are at the halfway point of the season. Brando Badua, 5 consecutive second place finishes for him now. But our winner, James Wharton for Prema Racing. 2 drivers on the podium for them. And for them in the Teams Championship, which they are leading, that's a very, very special moment as well. And let's not forget our rookie driver, just 1 point away from leading this rookie championship now. Ivan Dominguez preventing him from being the rookie leader after a late charge. Pedro Clero on that podium for the 2nd time this season now. 2 Brazilians up there on the podium as well. Joins his countryman, Rafa Kamara. A second rookie win for Clero, who is just coming on all the time, isn't he? We do the trophies. So Rafa Kamara, 3rd place for him. In terms of podiums now, that's 13 overall for Rafa Kamara. Brando, he now picks up what is going to be his 5th podium overall in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. And for James Wharton, that's his podium finish. Top step for him, 3rd podium, but of course, his 1st win. He becomes the 20th winner, the 1st Australian driver to win, and the 4th consecutive Prema Racing driver to win here at Mugello. Oh, do we have the... There we go. That trophy's going to Prema Racing. Thank you, Pedro. Pedro will get his trophy. Pedro will get his trophy, and then for the first time in Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine history, we will hear the national anthem of Australia. Congratulations to James Wharton on the top step of the podium. There, it is a little bit loud down in pit lane, but I'm sure very, very special moment to him. Thank you all of you for joining us here at Mugello. Celebrations, and they won't last for long because we do it all again for round 6 at Paul Ricard next weekend. Until then, it is a goodbye from all of us here at Mugello.